South East today, our top story tonight. Good evening. A Sussex teenager who stabbed his own grandmother to death has been found guilty of manslaughter but cleared of murder. Sue Addis was stabbed 17 times at her home in Brighton. Her 19-year-old grandson, Pietro Addis, admitted killing her but denied murder on the grounds that he was suffering a psychotic episode at the time of the attack in 2021. Josie Hallet reports from Lewis Crown Court.
It's been a really difficult few weeks for the Addis family who've been involved in this trial. They cried and comforted each other when the verdict was read out loud. They were commended by the judge and police officers in this case who say they had dignity and compassion throughout. The judge has ordered an independent...
Speak to Sarah now in Crawley. And Sarah, the couple face 3 charges in total, don't they?
Yes, they do. 3 charges were...
Plans to build huge earth mounds at the Foreign Secretary's Grace and Favour country estate, Chevening House near Sevenoaks, have sparked an angry row with neighbours. The mounds would block views of the M25 motorway from the historic property. But local people say up to 80 lorries a day will visit the site over a 5-year period, damaging the environment and making their lives a misery. Luke Hanrahan has the story.
Now, Luke Hanrahan, BBC South East Today, Chevening.
Regulators have written to a Kent university over concerns about the safety and quality of its midwifery course. The nursing and midwifery farmers and landowners have come together in Kent to look at ways to reduce their water usage and reduce their bills too. They've spent the day at a workshop organised by South East Water to learn more about harvesting rainwater and staying resilient whatever the weather. Chrissy Reedy has more.
Summer 20.
And if you've got a story for us, we always love to hear from you. Do send us an email to southeasttoday@bbc.co.uk, or of course you can give us a call and leave us a message. That's on 0345 300 37 47. Now on to sport, and Surrey Storm have made the perfect start to this season's Netball Super League. 5 wins from 5 games mean the side top the table ahead of tomorrow's match against London Pulse. Lewis Coombs joined the team in training.
There's a spring in the...
Brighton and Hove Albion take on West Ham in the Premier League tomorrow without manager Roberto De Zerbi, who's serving a 1-match touchline ban, but happy that And with just a month to go until the Brighton Marathon, the new organisers, who stepped in to save the event last year, say they're confident it has a bright future. Now, Lucy Porter is a star of TV and radio comedy, popping up regularly on hit shows like Mock the Week, Never Mind the Buzzcocks and Radio 4's News Quiz. But she's back on stage for her latest stand-up tour at the Hallet Theatre in Maidstone tonight, and then coming soon to venues right across the South East. Lucy's here as the show is called The Wake Up Call. More on that in a moment after we see her in action. Yes, we said you're here in your pyjamas. The tour is called The Wake Up Call. So is it more about epiphanies or the alarm clock?
Well, it was inspired by a number of things, one of them being that I hate getting up in the mornings and I hate having to get dressed. So I thought I will kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I'll do a tour that's in the evening and I can wear my pyjamas.
You can roll off stage into bed. It was sheer laziness then.
It really was. Well, I think during the pandemic, we all discovered that there is no job you can't do wearing pyjamas. I mean, you look gorgeous, but frankly, overdressed, you know.
Highly overdressed.
You should be in a onesie.
No slippers. Yeah. This is the new look. This is the new
look. So I sort of felt like a lot of people had said, oh, I can't believe we've got to go back to the office and we've got to do all this stuff. And because the show is kind of about things I've discovered over the last few years, I thought it was quite a nice way to tie that in.
And otherwise, what else have you discovered? I mean, I gather bin collections and cats feature.
I have discovered that I'm incredibly middle-aged. That is one of the things, because I mean, I've been doing this job for over 20 years now, and so my shows have, like, every year reflected what's going on in my life, and this is the most middle-aged show I've ever done. I've sort of said it is for people who are not necessarily middle-aged in terms of age, but in terms of outlook. So there's a lot of stuff about lower back pain and bin collections and caravanning, and it's a show for anyone. If you look down at yourself and you realise you're wearing at least 1 item of clothing you bought in a garden centre, this is the show for you.
Or if, as I did this morning, you wake up and you're slightly happy it's bin day, this is the show for you.
Oh, ecstatic, it's bin day. My greatest pleasure in life now is a trip to the tip. I look forward to that for weeks. I'm like, this is the best thing ever. So, yeah, I love it. I love all of those small pleasures that you get to appreciate more as you get older.
They are small pleasures. No, they are great pleasures. And we normally see and hear you in a variety of panel shows. You've become a real queen of the panel show. But, I mean, is it quite nice to be back out on the road in front of audiences?
Yeah, well, I love it because I haven't got other people interrupting me, which is great, because obviously, you know, you're on What the Week, you've got to fight for your time. So, yeah, it's all me. It's just me in the spotlight. And it's so nice. I mean, one of the big things that I discovered over the last few years is how much I love doing my job and how much, like, even though the travelling is not always fun. I mean, you know, coming down the M25 on a Friday, thanks very much.
Yeah.
Not great, but I love being in front of an audience, and it's so nice that people can be together again and doing joyful things and laughing out loud and not having to kind of just be 6 of you in a garden huddled in a blanket. You know, it's a joy, so I'm really grateful for that.
And we are very lucky that you are doing so many dates around the South East, which I gather is very much linked to not being too far from home.
Yes. Again, the laziness theme continues, doesn't it? I'm in my pyjamas and I'm not going more than 2 hours away, but I've got quite young kids, so I don't like to, you know, we're all striving for that work-life balance, aren't we? So I try and stay local, which is great because it means I'm doing more in Kent and Hampshire and Surrey and Sussex than I've ever done before. So I'm getting to see some incredible places. Maidstone, the jewel in the crown of Kent.
It is indeed where you are tonight.
Yeah.
And you are promising us a little bit of wisdom on top of some silliness. What one final thing can people take away from
Well,
the
I think
show?
my favourite wisdom in the show is not mine. It's Gwyneth Paltrow's mum and dad. I read an interview with them and they said, they were asked about their long marriage and they said, well, the thing is, we never both wanted to get divorced at the same time.
Crucial.
That's such a great bit of wisdom. So there's some of my wisdom and some of other people's wisdom in the show.
Oh, lots to take away. Lucy Porter, thank you so much for coming to see us.
Thank you for having me.
And now, the first day of a new job can be full of challenges, so spare a thought for bus driver Martine Patey. On her first day behind the wheel, she spotted a sheep on the busy A27 dual carriageway near Brighton.
Yesterday we had...
There you go. And extraordinarily, despite all of that, full of challenges, so spare a thought for bus driver Martine Patey. On her first day behind the wheel, she spotted a sheep on the busy A27 dual carriageway near Brighton as she drove passengers to Eastbourne. With the help of I'm just going to have to do a straight hand to Nina for following that sheep.
All right, thank you very much, Lynda. Yesterday we had some lovely sunshine. Today the cloud has returned, so a bit of a change from our Weather Watcher pictures. It's back to Lynda.
Oh dear. Nina, thank you very much. And that is it from us for now. I'll be back with your late update at around 10:30. Until then, whatever you're doing, enjoy the rest of your Friday evening. From us all, bye-bye for now.